Hey guys, welcome back to the Poor Investor. It's been a minute since I put out a last video. I've been crazy busy and it is what it is because the whole channel thing is like, Chia this, Chia that. Great, great, great. And I know you're here for more Chia stuff. And I am going to be talking about it today. So we have a bunch of things going on. And this video that I'm going to be talking about is a little dated, right? It was beginning of the month. I know we're in like July 25th right now as I'm recording this. So give us some time, absorb it. It's only 2.5 minutes long, right? And then I'm going to comment about it and my thoughts on it. I thought it was pretty interesting, which was enough for me to make another video about it. And of course, you know me, I care about the price. I care about the future of the project. And I care enough that I'm still in it, right? If I wasn't, I would have been selling all my hard drives and hardware, including this super micro that was fortunately enough to be gifted to me from one of my subscribers way back when, right? So you want to check out those videos, awesome. But I haven't really been buying more hard drives, although everything has been dropping, right? Hard drives, CPUs, GPUs, everything. Is this the time to get into all this? Possibly. Is crypto dead? Possibly. But I think Gene explains all this. Now, I'm still on the fence. Will this work or will this not work? Well, there is a couple other things, and I'll comment after he speaks about it, which isn't a long video. But before we continue, as always, right? Here's the video that I'm going to be talking about. Price of Chia is $32. So it has been dropping slightly. And you can see a lot of people are starting to be bearish on Chia XCH. Why? Because this is the time to be, I don't know, a lot of things are failing. I'm not saying Chia specifically, but just crypto, the whole uncertainties, the doubts, everything. All right. Crypto bubble, very mixed. And I'm going to look for Chia. Wow. Look at it right here. You see this? Chia. Boom. It has been moving up in the ranks. Now, my conclusion to that is moving up in the ranks because everything else is failing and Chia is still staying strong. Apparently, Chia hired more board of officials, an additional addition to the board of officials, board of members of the board, which ultimately decides on what they would do or what they can do with the 21 million pre-farm or the decision of where the company wants to take this. Now, I'm going to get into this video that Gene is speaking, and it's very important that you hear him out because the one thing that stands out the most, he addresses here. And of course, I will be commenting as well as soon as he's done.
There's been a lot of talk around blockchain, around cryptocurrencies as a whole. Where are we exactly? It's been a roller coaster couple of years. So where do you feel the area is now?
Well, there's a couple things about where we are right now. I think people made a mistake of thinking of cryptocurrencies as an asset class. It was like my gold, my silver. These are rivalrous technologies. They're different technologies that are vying to be the various infrastructure financial rails everywhere. A lot of promises have been made about banks and governments and enterprises using blockchains to solve real problems. It turns out that there is that need, but the current set of technology in Bitcoin and Ethereum wasn't really ready for that. And so one of the things we're really focused on is developing that kind of technology so folks like the World Bank and Sumitomo Corporation, the IFC, and others can actually do real business in, for example, the voluntary carbon markets.
In terms of the future, there have been some that say it's over. Where do you see it?
I think we're looking at the dot-com crash. Everyone looked at the.com crash and said the internet is over, but this little company called Amazon, another one called Google, and another one called Facebook emerged from that. And I think that's where we are. I think it's going to be faster than what happened then. The internet has accelerated everything. But fundamentally,
that is bold statements that out of the internet bomb, right, during the whole crisis of that, certain companies built out and flourished from it, like he just mentioned here. And he's comparing them or comparing Chia to that, using that analogy, which is pretty bold in my opinion.
fundamentally, this is going to be a shakeout because a lot of these technologies weren't much better than the status quo. And we've seen that like Ethereum hasn't gotten adoption from enterprises and banks. So that has to happen, and we think those seeds have been sown, and you're going to start seeing those leaders shake out.
Do we need to see more regulation in terms of this as a whole?
So a lot of projects in the crypto space decided to try to take a shortcut. and avoid securities laws. We didn't, because we thought that the actual regulatory environment wasn't so bad, actually. And we felt like to build the kinds of infrastructure that major corporations and banks can trust, you had to go that route. Now, there are certainly, in the US, some very technical edge cases that are interesting, and there's some bills that go in the right direction with that. But in the main, there was no reason why a crypto project couldn't remain legal in the United States, and we chose that path. Certainly a harder path. You know, certainly much easier if you can sell coins through retail and have immediate liquidity and all these things, but that was kind of the point of the old Securities Acts in the United States, was to stop that happening in the 20s and 30s.
Tell me about the appetite for crypto generally, and in terms of the China market.
So it turns out that for us, we're actually relatively well known in China.
Huge in China. The most nodes are in China. If China, or I should say, if China wasn't participating in this, the significance of the node counts within Chia network, or farming XCH, would be a significant percentage lower if if China was not involved, or if China really banned all this crypto from being farmed or mined in this case. So huge in China.
The largest single country for our farmers, these are our validators, is in China. So there's a real forward-looking view of cryptocurrencies and tokenization in Southeast Asia and Asia, and we don't see that slowing down. We just see it being more and more mainstream as, again, more well-known organizations embrace blockchains to solve business problems.
So there you have it, guys. A couple of things I wanted to point out. Gene has said they're sticking around. They're complying with all the regulations in the United States as far as what's a security and what's not. None of their 21 million pre-farm has been sold. There's no ICO. There was nothing happening of that sort. So whatever was being traded, it's whatever the farmers have earned. Now, here's a couple of things that stood out to me in regards to this very short interview of 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Now, the thing is that it's great. Chia network has this ambition, it has this goal to achieve. Now it's trying to say that it wants to get into the financial side of it, the banks, right? And use their technology. But where does that leave the farmers? The farmers like us, me and you, right? We put all together this total separation. Again, I'm gonna, always repeat that to all the newcomers who are not familiar with what Chia network is doing, why they're doing this. Well, in my honest opinion, Chia network built out this ability to farm XCH with hard drives, right? And that network has built to where it is today. And we're talking about, what are we talking about? I'm just gonna pull that up as I'm speaking. Hundreds and thousands of nodes, all right? I think 106,000 nodes, if I'm correct. 25.7 EIBs currently, and it's growing, right? It's growing. It's a lot of all around the world. China is on the top, right? So now here's Chia network catering. They're gonna make sure they're playing by China's rules, because one, they are accommodating, and a lot of people in China are throwing up nodes. Is that's a big bulk, right? A big bulk of their network. So not only that, now they're going to play nice and sweet with the securities laws in the United States. So we have to see how that plays out as well. All right, so I take that back. 104,000 nodes, 104,000 nodes plus, and China. Let's just see the value of where China is. 19,000 of them, 19,307 are within China. So that is huge. United States is probably equally just as much, or getting there at least. So it's nothing to sneeze at. Huge, right? But so where am I getting with this? Chia has definitely built out their new goals and plans, whether it's new or not. You can say follow the white paper. But XCH farming, there's still a community with that, separate from what Chia network is are trying to accomplish, right? They're doing their own thing. They're doing more. They're a software company. They said that they were going to follow the Linux model, Red Hat, not Linux, Red Hat, specifically Red Hat. That's their structure. That's their model that they're following, and in order to, you know, to do their business, they're basically a software company, right? So they're going to troubleshoot, they're going to provide service, and whatever else that entails with that, right? So I'm not getting involved with that, but my point is, XCH farmers buying hard drives, contributing to the network, is building grounds for Chia network, building recognition for Chia network. So huge, different, you know, two different things. A lot of, you know, it's going to be back and forth between a lot of people saying, you know, who are bearish with the Chia network, like, you know, you still got the 21 million pre-farm. They do. And as much as people bring it up, some people are like just ignoring it now. They're not going to sell it because as soon as they do, they're going to get treated differently, especially in the United States. And that's what happened to a lot of these coins that popped out of nowhere, you know, all these meme coins and, you know, long-term coins that have been around that still. That didn't happen with certain coins. And Chia being one of them, it's not a security. Just saying, guys. So it's been a minute. I miss you guys, of course. Don't forget to subscribe. And, you know, hopefully I'll be putting out more videos there. I know I've been following Twitter. Well, let me backtrack that. I got rid of my Twitter, right? And I created a new account and I joined X now. That's all. And I'll keep you guys posted, all right? See you guys again soon. Bye.